Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDN TV Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications.
Family, friends and well-wishers of late Mrs. Justina AFOKOGHENE Omoyibo, who is the wife of business mogul Chief Daniel Omoyibo, popularly known as DAMOTECH, have described her as a true mother with a heart of gold whose life was predicated on service to humanity. Prominent ISOKO sons and daughters who joined the family to celebrate her legacy 6 years after her demise noted that her selfless lifestyle is worthy of commendation and emulation. Mrs. Omoyibo, who was the chairperson of the DAMOTECH Foundation for the Less Privileged, used the outfit to reach out to countless people within and outside her community of OLEH in ISOKO South local government area of Delta State. Chief Daniel Omoyibo, popularly known as DAMOTECH, is a well-known philanthropist in Delta State. He hails from OLEH in ISOKO South local government area of Delta State. An oil and gas magnate, DAMOTECH, the Omoyibo of ISOKO Nation, has several business interests across the country. A well-known philanthropist, his foundation, DAMOTECH Foundation, has empowered thousands of people across the country. Regularly, he gives out cash and vehicles to people as empowerment and startup capital. He is also known to come to the aid of communities whenever they face difficulties. During the flooding of 2022, Chief Omoyibo assisted several communities to cope with the difficulties brought on by their displacement as a result of the flooding. For this, he has received several awards across the country. The ISOKO-born billionaire has not always been wealthy. Raised from a modest background, he struggled through life until he met and married the love of his life, Justina AFOKOGHENE, in the year 1998. His lovely wife, Justina, brought into his life stability, progress, and indeed wealth. Unfortunately, the cold hands of death snatched her away in 2018, leaving Chief Omoyibo with their 3 children. 6 years after the demise of Mrs. Justina Omoyibo, her memories and legacies remain fresh in the hearts of those who knew her. Last week, Chief Omoyibo, together with friends and family, celebrated the life and times of Justina AFOKOGHENE in a memorial service which took place in his country home in OLEH. As a wife and mother, she remained a pillar of support while nurturing a family with love, patience, and uncommon wisdom. As the chairperson of the DAMOTECH Foundation, she interacted with women and youth groups to ensure people have opportunities for development and growth, not just in Delta State, but the entire Niger Delta region. Her family has continued to sustain this gesture in honor of her beautiful life. Chief Omoyibo described his late wife as a virtuous woman who remained by his side through thick and thin, unwavering in her support and commitment to the success of the family and their businesses, which include DAMOTECH Nigeria Limited, as well as Dantinajo Gold Resource, which was commissioned by former President Olusegun Obasanjo in 2019.
Justina, manage my wealth. Justina, manage my children. Justina, manage everything about me. Let me tell you, DAMOTECH today is Justina.
Special guest at the event, High Chief Narrator, the Iyashere of Oyede Kingdom and Ogbuigo of OLEH Kingdom, described her as a humble and gracious woman whose life and legacy will continue to serve as an inspiration for many young women.
I usually appreciate women that marry poor men or poor boys, and they are able to guide their husband to success. The life of Justina AFOKOGHENE Omoyibo should be a reference point for those of you women who are here and those of you who are yet unmarried.
In the same vein, dignitaries like Chief Iduamaide, Professor Stephen Akpavie, Chief John Araka, and leaders from Grace Mission all spoke fondly of Mrs. Justina Omoyibo, honoring her memory with glowing tributes.
She was a pillar of support for the husband who she started life with when he was Mr. Nobody.
Justina took care of everything in his life. I want to say is, if God wants to do something for you, you you will not know. He will just do it, and the time it will come to pass, that is why you will remember, this is why God did this.
Speaking on behalf of her siblings, Joan Omoyibo, daughter of Justina Omoyibo, described her mother as the perfect role model whose vacuum would be difficult to fill.
Her life was something worth emulating. She had like these very good features and attitudes I don't even see in people these days. She was that good. She was selfless. She thought of others before herself.
Late Mrs. Justina Omoyibo was born on March 31st, 1972 and passed on August 14th, 2018 after a brief illness at the age of 46.
Inside the Niger Delta,